They had to fire 18 guards, all women, because they were hooking up with the prisoner.
That's tight. They're probably getting commissary.
Whoa, 18 female guards? That's a lot.
Yeah.
Prison?
Yeah.
You'd think guys in prison are barely living, but some of them are having the time of their lives behind bars, all thanks to their lovely guard. So from a 30-year-old officer in London caught on camera with a thief to 18 female guards in Wales crossing lines with inmates, these are the times when female cops get caught in the act. Linda D'Souza, a bro. This 30-year-old former prisoner at HMP Wandsworth in London became infamous in 2024 after a video of her having with an inmate went viral on social media. This scandal shocked the public and exposed serious issues within the prison system. Here's a breakdown of her case, its consequences, and the lessons learned.
You're aged 31. In June 2024, you were a prison officer at His Majesty's Prison, Wandsworth. And I have to sentence you for the offence of misconduct in that public office. On 25th of June 2024, you engaged in sexual activity with a prisoner. That compromised your role as a prison officer and was misconduct which undermined discipline within the prison and put fellow officers at increased risk. You knew that conduct was forbidden.
In June 2024, while on duty, Linda entered a cell at HMP Wandsworth and had sex with an inmate, Linton Weirich, who was serving time for theft. Another inmate secretly recorded the act on a mobile phone. The video spread quickly online, showing Linda in her uniform and revealing unprofessional behavior. Later, she admitted to performing oral sex with the same inmate earlier that day and engaging in sexual acts with him multiple times. The footage also captured prison radios and colleagues' voices, proving the act happened during work hours. Linda was charged with misconduct in public office, a serious crime in the UK. This offense involves abusing a position of power, which she did by breaking prison rules and public trust. She pleaded guilty in court and was sentenced to 15 months in prison in January 2025. The judge noted she would serve half her sentence in jail and the rest under supervision. Her punishment was stricter because she planned the encounters and allowed the recording, which harmed the prison's reputation. After the video went viral, Linda tried to flee the UK. She booked a flight to Madrid but was arrested at Heathrow Airport. Authorities found she had informed her workplace she wouldn't return to her job, showing she knew her actions were wrong. Linda's actions damaged trust in prison staff. Female officers at HMP Wandsworth reported increased harassment from inmates, who began treating them as fair game. The prison governor, Andrew Davey, said her behavior undid years of progress in building respect for female staff in male prisons. Even the children of prison officers faced teasing at school because of the scandal. Linda had worked as an OnlyFans model and appeared on a Channel 4 reality show about open relationships before becoming a prison officer. She initially claimed she was forced into the acts by inmates who blackmailed her using her personal details, but prosecutors proved this was false. Evidence showed she planned the encounters and even used her prison-issued camera to record parts of them. Kawana Jenkins. This next jail officer in Atlanta, Georgia, has been fired after being caught on camera having an inappropriate relationship. This 36-year-old detention officer had been working at Fulton County Jail since 2019. Her job was to monitor and maintain security within the facility. However, things took a drastic turn when officers conducted a surprise inspection and found several contraband cell phones. Among the 11 confiscated phones, authorities discovered shocking videos of Jenkins engaging in explicit acts with a male inmate. One video showed her sitting in an office chair while licking and sucking on the inmate's finger. Another clip captured her sitting on his lap while kissing his face. These videos quickly spread online, exposing her actions to the public. Once the evidence came to light, Fulton County Sheriff Patrick Labatt immediately fired Jenkins. She was later arrested and now faces multiple charges. These include 2 counts of improper sexual contact by an employee, 5 counts of violating an oath as a public officer, 2 counts of reckless conduct, and 2 counts of cruelty to inmates. Additionally, she is charged with providing an inmate with a prohibited item, as investigators believe she gave him the phone used to record their encounters. Sheriff Labatt strongly condemned her actions, stating that her behavior does not reflect the integrity of most officers working at Fulton County Jail. He assured the public that law enforcement officials are held accountable for their duties and that such misconduct will not be tolerated.
Former detention officer with the Fulton County Sheriff's Office has now been arrested. That's 36-year-old Kawana Jenkins. She's accused of inappropriate behavior with an inmate, and she faces several charges, including improper sexual contact by employee or agent, cruelty to inmates, and giving an inmate a prohibited item without authorization. Jenkins had worked for Fulton County Sheriff's Office since December of 2019.
Jenkins was arrested at her workplace and granted a $135,000 bond. However, the legal process is still ongoing, and it remains unclear what punishment she will ultimately face. HMP Berwyn. But more shocking than that is this next major scandal. It was revealed that 18 female prison officers had developed inappropriate relationships with inmates over a period of 6 years. This case has caused great concern because it shows that the clear boundaries expected between prison staff and inmates were not maintained. 3 of these officers were even sent to jail for their actions, while the others either resigned or were dismissed from their jobs. HMP Berwyn is known for its liberal approach to prison management. Unlike traditional prisons where inmates live in small cells, Berwyn uses a more relaxed system. Inmates are given laptops and live in communities or groups of rooms, instead of being confined to individual cells. This method is designed to create a more domestic and supportive environment that helps with the rehabilitation of prisoners. However, this approach may have unintentionally blurred the lines between staff and inmates, making it easier for relationships to develop. The scandal raises serious questions about the recruitment and training of prison officers at HMP Berwyn. Many of the officers involved were young and inexperienced. Critics argue that the training they received was not sufficient to prepare them for the challenges of working in a modern, open-style prison.
2020, Gavin pleaded guilty to misconduct in public at the Malcount prison after accepting £150 to bring in mobile phones. The relationship comes after just 1 year after a fellow officer, Aisha Gunn, had a fling with a dangerous inmate identified as.
The recruitment process, which often involved remote interviews and assessment tests, did not allow for a full evaluation of the candidate's ability to handle the pressures of the job. As a result, some officers may have been more vulnerable to manipulation by inmates. These inappropriate relationships are dangerous because they can lead to security risks within the prison. Inmates might use such connections to smuggle contraband like phones, drugs, or weapons into the prison, or even to gain control over parts of the facility. Moreover, when officers break the rules, it undermines public trust in the prison system and the safety of both staff and inmates. And that's all we have for today's episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, smash that subscribe button, and also ring that notification bell while you're down there.